Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, April 18th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of OR News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. A few hours before the special plenary session gathers to establish two ad hoc commissions, which will select the candidates for institutions that will be in charge of the vetting process for Albanian judges and prosecutors, the majority's three parliamentary groups have announced the names for the committee members. The Socialist Party's parliamentary group has proposed Bashkim Fino, Ulci Manja, Pandeli Maiko, Ervin Bushati, Vasilika Hysi, Evis Kushi, and Arben Chuko. The Socialist Movement for Integration has proposed Luan Rama, Silva Tsaka, and Vangel Tavo. Meanwhile, the Party for Justice and Integration and Unity proposed Mesila Doda and Tahir Muhedini. Parliament is expected to gather in a special session to vote on candidates for the two ad hoc commissions that will select the members of the vetting bodies. One of the commissions will have 12 members, 6 from the opposition and 6 from the majority. The Socialist Movement for Integration does not have a final answer for the coalition with the Socialist Party. In a press conference, the chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration's parliamentary group, Mr. Luan Rama, stated, "Elections come first. We are committed to invite all politicians to act with the level of responsibility that this important moment for the country requires. Right now, elections are the most important issue and obligation that all political parties have, and particularly the majority, in order to hold higher quality elections, is to dialogue with the opposition, along with the inclusion of the opposition in elections. The dialogue between parties is vital to solving the current political situation. Albania needs to hold standardized elections by participation of each political player after 27 years of pluralism. The Socialist Movement for Integration will exercise positive pressure so that the missing dialogue is achieved." According to the chairman of SMI parliamentary group, the statements of the German foreign minister were not constructive, as according to him, unilateral stances make the situation worse. On the 60th day of the opposition's protest, the Democratic Party chairman Lulzim Basha repeated his conditions for the establishment of a provisional government, stating that he will not bargain at the expense of Albanian citizens. Addressing supporters to the protesters' tent, the DP chairman reiterated his demand for the prime minister to resign, saying, "April's bad weather will end in a few days, but the Albanian people's desire for free and fair elections will not leave. It will only become stronger. Free and fair elections can only be realized with a provisional government. Edi Rama is the only one who hampers free elections. He refuses to pave the way. He is afraid to resign." You can say that Lulzim Basha does not have a platform, a team, and leadership. It's easier for you because you have everything. Ilir Meta also said he will come with you and resign. Mr. Basha added that the prime minister is afraid to face his people because he has destroyed the country. Responding to international critics, the DP chairman said that he will not withdraw from the request for free elections, declaring, "The country is in a critical situation. We have been asking for a solution for 60 days. The solution is not for the opposition, nor for the Democratic Party. The solution is for the Albanian citizens. We will not withdraw. The establishment of a provisional government is an inalienable condition for free and fair elections." President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani, was in Berat today for Cultural Heritage Day. Commenting on the current political situation, President Nishani declared that compromise between the parties can only be reached through dialogue, saying, "I would like to stress once again how important it is to have a mature culture of cooperation and mutual respect. History has taught us that communication is the best tool. Compromise, understanding, and respect of standards that are binding for all parties can be reached through dialogue." The president refused to comment on the statement of the German foreign minister, who asked the opposition to return to parliament. President Nishani asked, "I have not met with the German minister, and I do not comment on the statements of foreign diplomats. Germany is a large and strategic ally, and I am convinced that Germany will continue to support Albania and its people, as it has been an advocate of Albania's progress and European integration." During his visit to Berat, President Nishani held meetings with prominent figures of art and culture, such as Yusuf Vrioni and Hassan Nalbani. To Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama, a possible union between Albania and Kosovo is an alternative to the closed door of the European Union. The Prime Minister said a union between Albania and Kosovo cannot be ruled out if prospects for the EU in the development of the Western Balkans fades. In an interview with Politico magazine, Prime Minister Edi Rama stated Europe would face a nightmare if the Balkans go crazy because EU access is off the agenda, with the region becoming a gray zone where other players have more influence than the European Union. When asked if he would take a union with Kosovo off the table, Mr. Rama said, "No, the only way to keep the Balkans in a peaceful and cooperative mode is to keep the path to the EU open, to maintain a clear perspective, and keep emotions toward the EU positive. No one wants to look for smaller unions. Everyone would like to join the big union, but if there's no hope, no perspective, no space, then of course, little unions must happen." The Prime Minister also warned that stopping accession could destabilize Europe, stating, "The alternative would be a nightmare for the people and countries of Europe. There's a lack of understanding or a lack of vision in not realizing that this region needs Europe, but Europe also needs this region for a safe and secure Europe. How can the Union be secure and safe if the Balkans go crazy? How can the European Union allow, at its own heart, a gray zone where other players have a larger influence than the EU itself? This is nonsense in the terms of security, in terms of safety." At the end, the Prime Minister issued a request for added attention of the EU and US to the Balkans, considering their support to be vital. The Institute of Statistics has published their report on foreign trade today, showing that exports in March have increased substantially. The data for March of this year shows that 23 billion lek has been collected from export and 54 billion lek from imports. According to the Institute of Statistics, the value of exports amounting to 23 billion lek in March increased by 17.2% compared to the previous year and has increased by almost 13% compared to February 2017. The value of imports amounting to 54 billion lek increased by 14.6% compared to last year and has increased by 22% compared to February 2017. This month, the trade deficit is at a 31 billion lek, increasing by nearly 13% compared to March 2016 and 30% compared to February 2017. A positive contribution in the annual increase of exports was given by groups such as construction materials and metals, minerals and fuels and electricity, textile and footwear, while a negative contribution was given by leather manufactories, chemical and plastic products, wood and paper manufactories. With the annual increase of imports at 14.6% as of March 2017, a positive contribution was given by the groups such as machinery, equipment, and spare parts, chemical and plastic products, construction material, and metals. Wood and paper manufacture, however, contributed negatively in the annual increase. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Cosmo, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.